Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Bear DeGidio, and we are back with another episode of the JAXXON Podcast. I'm here with the one and only Rampage Jackson, looking meaner, leaner than ever, looking like a nice ribeye steak.
What does that mean?
That's what they always say. And we got the one and only special guest, Jeremy Stevens, in the house. What's going on, brother?
Man, chilling. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's an honor for you to be here.
Yeah,
I got one question. Really have you ever heard another man call another man a fucking ribeye steak?
Nah.
Yeah.
Never heard that.
No, you look like you're sizzling.
Have you ever heard that? I never heard that.
Sizzled and toasty. Yep. Looking like a Traeger grill, ready to just get thrown on there. What?
Bro, I never heard those type of compliments.
No, these are great compliments.
I never heard that, a steak.
I understood Traeger.
Yeah. You get where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
Just flip, flop. Nice and 8
y'all,
hours.
Y'all young. How old are you?
I'll be 38 May 26th.
Yeah, y'all young folks.
37.
Y'all new breeds. I don't know nothing about that.
New breeds? What kind of breed are you?
Y'all talking about some different shit, man. Back in my day, we didn't call another man a steak.
So what do you call your friends?
What's up, bro? What's up, dog?
You call your friends babe?
Did I say babe?
What'd he say?
Nah.
Bae? B-A-E or B-A-B-E?
Yeah,
No, none of that.
None of that.
Oh, what do you, Ja Rule?
Yeah, DMX.
He said,
Oh, DMX.
He sounds just like him.
Yeah.
Let me hear that one more time.
Which one of Ja Rule's songs one of your favorites? Which one is that?
I liked DMX.
Oh, you like DMX?
Man, yeah.
Rough Riders.
When that guy died, and to see like the whole street just out there really representing the community, what he did, man, that was love. You know, to hear, like, you ever watch Coco? His name will forever remain a legend. That was awesome to see.
You see, he don't even fuck with Ja Rule.
Yeah.
See, that was a trick.
You brought up Ja Rule.
I know. That was a trick question.
Yeah, I don't
Nobody fuck with Ja Rule.
Hey, I heard you were going to Fire Festival, brother.
Oh, you got me fucked up.
I mean, I think when he's best around with Jennifer Lopez, people kind of knew.
Ooh.
But wasn't it Ja Rule?
He was
Jennifer Lopez.
He was taking down J-Lo?
There was like a song, right? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And Ja Rule.
Oh yeah,
I can't even think of the song.
Fat Joe.
It was like an R&B song.
Yeah. He might be right. I don't know.
Your music history and selection's pretty nice off the break. Who do you listen to?
Man, a lot of old school rap, rock and roll, reggae, Bob Marley, just good vibes. Old school stuff. I don't really get into the new stuff, but even some rock and roll, Korn, all types of.
You like that Bob Marley? What his grandson new song? You heard his grandson singing?
No, but I heard his son here or it was in San Diego and stuff like that. He did like a what do you call that? Like a remembrance of him, and he did a phenomenal job, and that was cool. But
yeah, he got a grandson that's out there singing. What? Lauren Hill's son or some shit?
No, he got a.
Is that YG Marley?
Oh, well, yeah, YG Marley.
Yeah. He got a
Is that
song.
his grandson or nephew? Who is that?
I thought that was his grandson.
He got that one song.
He got a banger.
It could be.
Yeah.
I think it's called Praise Jah in the Moonlight.
Yeah.
That song goes good.
You haven't heard them yet?
The whole family is just talent, though.
Yeah, that's talent.
That's deep generation roots, and that's what I feel when I hear Bob Marley. I mean, I was listening to him in high school. Like, you play that music today, it's just good music.
Yeah. Can you sing at all?
No, I got like a raspy voice, bro. That's why I can do that. What disturb? But I cannot sing for shit.
Where'd you?
But
grow
I like
up
singing in my car or in the shower. Low key when no one can hear me.
Yeah.
I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa. You throw a dart in the middle of the United States, right on the bullseye is Des Moines, Iowa.
Man, I've been there before.
I met you there. That's kind of how you and Diego Sanchez and Diego ended up like staying with me when you guys were like the spotlight to come. I fought on an event and you were around. I think Scott Casper invited you. I have like old school pictures with you.
For real? I met you there?
Yeah.
What's wrong with my memory?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
Oh man,
I was about to say no cap when you said I've been there.
At the time, I wasn't even in UFC. I was just a young kid. You guys were coming out. I was kind of main eventing, looking up to you. Diego Sanchez ended up staying at my apartment, and then carry on. Like I ended up kind of following him out here.
Oh, for real?
Once Militich kind of like, was kind of falling apart, and like around Des Moines, I became like the best. I wanted to be somewhere where I was getting my ass whooped. I got an invite, came out here with Hermes Franca, Diego Sanchez, and it just, history played on. Like that dude was at my apartment, like, dude, you're going to make it. He came to my fight. You were around at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't, maybe you look different. You probably didn't have that beard then.
Yeah. I probably had like a much more meaner, younger look.
How old were you back then? You remember?
I was like 19, 20 years old. Yeah. Probably 20. Yeah.
Damn, I'm old.
Yeah.
He aged you, and he said I was just.
Yeah, he just aged me on my own show.
Yeah. Well, he got you on that one.
Yeah. I did the
crazy.
same thing to Dan Hendo. You know, one night he invites me up. We were down in Brazil, and I ended up getting a good knockout. You know, not the best night for him. You know, but he was still cool enough to invite us up to like rooftop, and I was like, man, bro, like I've been looking up to you since like 5th grade. And he's like, what'd you say? I was like, yeah, I'm just a big fan. He's like, what'd you say before that? I was like, yeah, it was a while ago. You know. And he's like, man, I'm getting old,
bro.
Like,
it's the weirdest thing. It's hard to hear that sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. It's hard to hear that because it's the weirdest thing. Because to me, sometimes it seemed like it was just yesterday or something. You know, back when I was young and vibrant and fighting in Japan and all this shit.
Yeah,
You're more vibrant than ever, though. I was the other day. I was getting dinner with my family. And these kids, they're like 12, 13 years old, right? These kids are on TikTok. They probably never even heard of Facebook. They probably don't even have an Instagram.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you do the show with Rampage. And I was like, damn, bro, these kids are like 12, 13 years old. They know who Rampage is. Like, this dude is the most recognizable face in MMA history.
No. Kids only know, the young kids only know who I am because of Jackson now. I was at the Suns game last weekend, and this kid named Jackson came up to me. And he was like, hey, I love your podcast. It's got the same name as me. His mom right there. She was real excited. And I was like, what? It's spelled the same way with the 2 X's? Because I never heard him spelled with 2 X's. He's like, yeah, spelled the same way. I asked his mom, you named him after the podcast? She's like, nah, he's older than the podcast.
Yeah.
Now, and I let him, he wanted to take a picture with the Jackson hat. I let him take a picture with the Jackson hat. I was like, I don't know what kind of mom you are. Let him listen to that shit. Yeah. God be saying some fucked up shit on there.
Yeah, you do.
And another person he probably just inspired like me back in the day, you know. He doesn't even know it. Kids love that shit, you know. The fact that his mom named him that is pretty unique.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, it's stuff that you really don't think of. And I'm sure you got kids coming up to you and stuff because you was in the UFC later than I was, right? So it was more popular.
Jackson, you look like a Jackson.
Yeah, it's cool too. We always talk about like what makes MMA fighters so unique. And one thing I always say is that MMA is a cool sport because you can win a championship and you're solo, right? It's not like basketball where you have 5 other guys with you. It's not like football where you might not have played every play. Like to be a champion in MMA, it's you. Like, so you're always going to have that legacy and that legitimacy to you as an athlete and a person, which is when we look at your lineup, speaking of MMA, you talk about featherweight and lightweight, you know, you fought Max Holloway, you fought Edgar, you know, Money Moicano, Josh Emmett, Jose Aldo. I mean, fighting Jose Aldo, let's just jump right into that. You fought him in, what is that, bare knuckle or was it boxing?
No, boxing.
No, but it was Game Bread's bare knuckle organization, or it was just a straight
Game Bread did boxing at that time.
It was like, both or just boxing?
No, it was just a Game Bread boxing.
Got it.
Is what is, yeah, he's got all types of sorts of things, but that was was just a boxing event. There was nothing else. It was and it was a great event. They put on a great show, and
it looked good.
Milwaukee, close to my hometown, had a lot of people just driving up there and support, and you know, to fight Jose Aldo again, that was just amazing.
Yeah,
you know, the guy's just a tremendous athlete. You know, scary dude. You know, no one wants to fight guys like that. You know, you have problems like getting matchups, but you know, I was like, you know, and you know, props to him for taking it. And then you know, I think was he fighting this weekend too?
Yeah,
you know, another guy.
Yeah, your boxing looked really good. I was really impressed.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
What size gloves? Don't be calling me sir. Fuck around with you.
Oh, you know, when you say that, I think about
you're like 60 plus if you're calling him sir.
This guy used to like do these blocks and rolls, and you know, when you talked about the beginning, I used to kind of copy that. I would press a guy like, ooh, this guy's got a good right hand. I'd make him throw that right hand so I could throw my uppercut hook.
It works.
That's how I knocked out Emmett. You know, one of the most scariest dudes. You know, by using those like techniques, like the rolls. Like, what'd you do? Well, I let him like use it, or I use it against him. They got a good right hand, head kick, you know, flying.
I'm going to tell you, I learned that from a Muay Thai coach named Colin Oyama.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right here in Orange County?
Right here in Orange County. He said that defense was designed for a shorter guy to fight a taller guy. And because, you know, the smaller guys, you got to get in close to them. And with that defense, I beat a lot of people I wasn't supposed to beat. And I can get right. I like to fight right in your face.
Oh,
yeah. So you get right up. You get it right up in there. Yeah. It works.
When people talk about boxing, they talk about that Jose Aldo fight. They consider that one of the best crossover fights because of the technical boxing, good combos, good alignment, good feet position, head movement, the whole thing. We were running through that fight. What was it like training in preparation for that, knowing that you're not going to be able to kick this guy, you're not going to be able to try to double leg him, you're not going to be able to use these other arsenal, these tools in your arsenal that you've had all these years?
It was amazing, and that was really just the beginning of my journey. You know, life outside of UFC kind of had like that little breakup mix, and then boom, I get this opportunity, and it was like on 8.5 weeks notice. Like I'm 188 pounds, but man, I was like, I called up my coach, like, can we do this? Like every day, like I'm not going to cheat the diet. Like I knew right then and there, like I was committed. He's like, yep, we can do it. And I just got right to it. It was just so motivating to get back in there. And I fell in love with the process of boxing. I really started some sparring like legit boxers, not guys that were like totally like beat my ass, but enough to where it was a stretch for me. It was learning the smoothness. I learned a lot more in clinch and boxing than I have in MMA. And I'm a guy who likes to knee and do different things like that. And, you know, so there's just this new learning at this age. I just kind of fell in love with that. Like, man, this is feeling fucking like, ooh, this is new again. And plus, like, dude, these hands right here, they don't, I mean, thank God. I mean, bro, these things have never, ever failed me. Like, these are God-given. Like, I will not waste them. And just, I took advantage of that opportunity.
I've never kissed my hands before.
I've never seen that.
I'm really grateful. Like, these things are, I mean, like guns and butter, baby. Guns and butter.
That's what you named your hands? Which one's gun, which one's
remember
butter?
Baby Boy? What was that? Ben Rain, guns and butter.
Guns and butter. It's interesting because a lot of people look at your style and they've known you because you have that kind of like brawler effect to you when you do start throwing, like, for example, the RDA fight was crazy, the way you just were throwing those hands up the middle. How does the boxing technique and the training differ from UFC boxing technique and training, knowing that, you know, the defense is a lot different? You don't have leg kicks, you don't have knees. We were talking about that yesterday with the guy that we have here, Yogi, at the JAXXON Boxing House. Like, it's a little bit unique, right?
Yeah, he's loving it right now. He just started doing boxing, and I think he's liking boxing more than MMA now. So he's going to be on your nuts now.
That's cool.
I hold pause. I ain't on nobody's nuts.
You're gonna be all on his nuts, brother. You know he's boxing,
brother. You cannot start off the podcast talking about being on people's nuts. I have a torn meniscus.
That's not a meniscus.
The labrum.
That's your labia.
It's torn.
Meniscus down to the knee.
Yeah, the meniscus is in your knee. That's your labia.
Shout out to Sugar Shane Mosley for tearing my meniscus.
That's not a meniscus. That's your
It's your bicep.
No, you are injured, bro. That's your labia. You need to go to the doctor.
It's my labia?
That's your labia.
And he was trying to work out with me today.
Who?
You?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you good work today, but this my labia is torn.
No, time out. Let me see that.
You do some rehab, man.
Yeah, that's
like a delta
bro.
bicep.
You should have went to the hospital yesterday.
You told everybody he's lying. He always says he has a broken rib.
Yeah, because you the boy that cried wolf.
I didn't cry wolf. Oh.
Yeah, but I didn't know you had a bruise like that, bro. You tore your labium.
Okay, my labium's torn. I'm gonna get it worked on today.
You just tore your labia. You need to go and get it massaged and rubbed out.
I'm gonna have someone work on my labia right after this.
You're gonna have some dude rub it out for you.
Yeah, I got the PT guy. He'll come. He'll do it full time. Yeah, it's been torn all night.
This shit's messed up.
What was you about to say? Cause I'm sorry, I cut you.
Striking. I want to know how the striking is differentiated.
I was saying like that's cool that you fell in love with that boxing process and where it's at. Kind of just fast forward, just take you through it real quick. Back when I fought RDA, it was just mindset. Like that guy should have beat my ass, took me down, submitted me. He couldn't do it. It was just mindset. And I ran through him. I started kind of like messing around and then I got clipped by Yves Edwards. I took the fight on short notice. I literally thought at one point, like I couldn't be knocked out. Like I was invisible. The way I'd be throwing those knees at Dos Anjos, you guys talk about that. That was just literally just mindset. Probably like, dude, this guy's fucking good going through these nightmares. Like I knew nothing like Rampage. I literally, just like Rampage, I picked up this guy, Diego Saraiva, and slammed him just like him. Like, and it was I think it was LA or somewhere. And I was like, pure technique. As times got over, I got clipped. Like I literally took time off like my brain. I knew some guys were kind of getting back in there. And I was really grateful for that because I was like, yo, I don't want to just get back in there and get my brain smashed. Like I was making good enough money. I can chill. So I started learning how to slip rope. I started learning like a little bit more boxing. I started kind of focusing on them things. And then as like time plays on and like where we're at now, you know, I really made some changes and switched over to a boxing coach. And just this last fight when I fought Jimmy Rivera, he is a little bit tighter guy. He is faster. He's like way compact. He is going to come. It was just skill that beat him. You know, like, yeah, I was landing some shots, but it was like completely just set up. So I'm in love with the process of boxing. I love boxing. The fact that these are just bread and butter. I think that bare knuckles is a big fucking business and it's going to be coming because hear me out. Like, you have to be really skilled in your craft. When you find guys like me, Rampage, who are skilled and are learning boxing and have this experience, you got to be one of the best at your craft, because you can't fucking lie when these hit you, when you get cut open real quick. And I like it. And I feel like it plays into my realm, my nature. And I feel like I'm going to have big success in bare knuckle and do big business.
Are you going to keep doing bare knuckle?
Bare knuckle boxing. As of right now, I'm having a hard time finding a fight. Life outside of UFC has actually been even better. I've had a really good year, but it's been 5 months. I haven't heard a name since December. I'm super stoked that Conor McGregor got on to the bare knuckle, and he's now kind of like a Fertitta to the Dana. He's got a little bit more money to play with. I think we're going to start seeing some guys sign over. Dave Feldman was talking about that, which is going to be good for me, because I'm out here like, yo, who wants it? I see a sprint to the finish. Like, I'm looking for a fight, waiting, whether it's boxing, the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, I put on good performances. So
no disrespect, just stay away from Mike Perry though. Stay away from that guy.
Oh yeah.
You're a different weight class though.
Yeah, different weight class. But I do look up to him. I feel like I could be the junior version in the lower weight class of Mike Perry. He kind of comes from where I come from. I feel what he's saying. He's skilled. The fact that he's getting money now. He's kind of coming 5-0. He's making a name. Mike Perry is a scary dude in that business. Like, no one wants to fuck with him in that crowd.
Are they paying good?
And you know what? Luke Rockhold, some of these other guys, bro, they're collecting a fucking check. I don't just collect checks. When I come in there, I am like a fucking Mike Perry, and I want to put my knuckles upside someone's head. So, it's kind of hard to find fights right now. But I say I'm the junior version of that dude.
Wait. What's up? How did Luke Rockhold get thrown into this?
No, just because, like,
why you come on here talking about our boy?
No, not like.
You guys are UFC world champion.
Yeah, why you talking about our boy?
He just knocked out Joe Schilling in karate combat. He's a weapon.
Good. But I'm talking about bare knuckle. I'm sorry, bro, if that like offends you or anybody, bro. But I'm talking about real serious motherfuckers, guys like me that will come in there with psychotic skill, and I mean that in like the most pleasant way.
But you not think Luke Rockhold has skill?
Yeah, he does have skill, bro. But when it comes to bare knuckle, like one-on-one, I'm gonna choose Mike Perry every time.
Why you pressing our guests, man?
Listen.
No,
hear me out. Luke Rockhold is a competitor. He is not a true fighter.
No. Speak your mind.
He don't need you babying him.
Don't become pressing our guests because he talked about your homeboy.
Respectfully,
Luke Rockhold.
Respectfully, that's just kind of my thoughts. You can agree or disagree, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not there.
So you were saying you
checks.
feel like he does have skill, but he just went there, collect the check to bounce. You don't feel like he went there to fight Mike Perry?
No.
How do you look at that as a fighter? Be honest. Why is that? Just because you felt that you feel like he could have fought better, or you feel like he didn't take it seriously? Just my perspective and my honest opinion, I look at guys like him that are wrestlers. Like let's just switch it over. Jimmy Rivera, my last opponent. Let's just say that he is a wrestler. He is a competitor. He's done well in the UFC. He's done his thing. I don't look at him like a real dog, like from the fucking street. I really don't. I've been in bare knuckle fights before it was even a fucking entertainment. Yeah.
So like no disrespect. Yeah. Let's switch it over to Jimmy Rivera, my last opponent. He's a competitor. Why do you think he was like trying to wrestle me when I'm fucking like sticking them hard? I told you, guns and butter, baby, and that's the difference. And I just feel like there's real motherfuckers like Mike Perry. I'm like a junior version, and then there's competitors. There's guys that are gonna maybe put on good entertainment. Rampage Jackson, dog, fighter, real motherfucker. Hey, listen, I just met you. I haven't met you yet. But like dog. Like I'm gonna just call it how it is. I'm just being real authentic.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to figure out from your point of view, like, do you walk into a fight knowing like this guy's just here to collect a check? Do you feel that? Or like, what is it that gives you that
you sense it. I can sense it. I can smell it. Like, I really like, I'm an instinctual fighter, bro. Like, I'm the guy in your face. I'm a junior version of a Rampage. I learned a lot from
I love it.
This guy knows, like, am I bullshitting?
No, he ain't bullshitting.
I love it.
He stayed
it's something that real, like, wolves, like he was saying, I'm a loner too, bro. I don't have fucking friends in this game.
He showed up here by himself.
I'm here for me and my family and my fucking family only, bro. I showed up by myself. You don't see any fucking friends or homeboys or any dog. I'm looking for a fight. Find me up, dude. Bare knuckle. I told you I'm here to do big business. Boxing. I mean, let me know.
Bare knuckle. What's the deal? Why aren't they giving you a fight?
I just don't think there's really anybody out there, and I think good things are coming. I think it's building. With Conor, like I said,
you have one of the biggest names in bare knuckle. They have to be.
I'm gonna tell you what I think it is.
Yeah,
This is why I think it is.
Yeah.
You know how in the beginning of MMA, when you first starting out, you don't want to fight somebody that's too tough that can possibly beat you. A lot of people seems like they still scared about that. You know, like Mike Perry, he's not like that. He'll seem like he'll fight anybody, but there's a lot of guys out there, like he said, they're just coming for a check. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I just like to know how he looks
they don't
at
want to take. They don't want to take that risk. Oh, I might get my ass kicked. I might get my teeth knocked in. You know what I'm saying?
And props to Perry, because I think it's really bringing a lot of eyes. Like Perry deserves respect. He's a real dog. You know, like granted, like in UFC, like it wasn't playing out, but like put him in there with somebody. You know, like put me back in there with some of these like old Jim Millers and these other dudes, bro. Like I'll fucking smoke them. Yeah. You know, like that's just to prove a point. Like we got a little chip on our shoulder. We're fucking real dogs out here. We're eating. If you want to come over to bare knuckle and think that you're big boy business, well, here we are. We're dogs. And they know that.
What's your weight class?
155. And I feel like give me some time, I could make 45. I made 48 when I fought.
You look big as
Aldo,
fuck, though.
but yeah, I'm pretty big. But
What do you walk around at right now?
I woke up 77.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, 55.
But getting
That's
down.
good weight.
Yeah. I'm coming from like 188 pounds. Like after Christmas, took some time off. I ended up getting some staph infection, so kind of like blew up in weight. You know, kind of had to do a little cleansing.
Are you taking care of yourself? Like,
oh yeah, I run nonstop. I mean, life outside. Like, I don't do camps. Like, this is life for me. Like, obviously, I'm in good shape. I don't see too many 37-year-old dudes walking around here shredded. I was able to do a little bit of strength conditioning with my kids yesterday for their classes, be able to kind of lead them, and then boom, I go out while they're hitting that extra hour, and then there I am working out, running.
37 is not old though. You know that, right?
Nah, I don't feel like I'm
prime.
Like you said, man. I feel very young and just with a lot of experience, and I feel like I'm just getting better and calmer, collected.
Yeah.
Jose Aldo, you fought him obviously with gloves. Bare knuckle Rivera, TKO. That's obviously no gloves. How does the training camp differ between those two boxing styles?
Just, I had to really when I'd be running, I'd kind of run on, I have like an assault, like fitness treadmill, and I would just kind of play a lot because I had to really study bare knuckle, and I really like it because in the clinch and upper body, I'm a strong dude. Like, if we get to grappling, I'm people kind of grab like, okay, they really feel that strength. That's where that power comes from. I've always had good hands. I just feel like just focus on skill, head movement, more putting myself around like good boxers, actually training with boxers. Even though I'm sparring MMA, I want to kind of have the real boxing feel and really embrace myself, not just stick my foot in. I really jumped like all in, and it's been good. Some of these young cats and these boxers around in the Chula Vista area, I mean, like you name it, up and down here, bro, is just martial arts heaven, up and down this coast. And I love the boxing process. I feel like it's really kind of helped me develop. That's why I call it psychotic skills, because I got the balls to step in there bare knuckle, but I use the skills. I like to set people up. I'm a knockout artist. I like to see things, and I love playing baseball. So it's really helping my game.
Bear loves baseball too. He'll switch hitter though.
No, I only bat right.
Oh,
I bat right and I pitch left.
Oh, okay.
That's not a switch hitter.
I thought that was a switch hitter.
I'm surprised his arm's even working right now, dude.
Yeah, I know. After the labia tear.
Say you want to spar and do this, like, man.
Yeah,
he's tough though.
I'm trying to work through it. I'm trying to work through it because Rampage was calling me a pussy yesterday. I said, Rampage, stop, because he's having a lot of problems right now.
No, I got no problems.
Well, that girl yesterday that walked in here, remember?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
She walked in. She was screaming, Rampage, why you leave me at the bar last night?
Don't believe nothing.
Rampage, why you leave me at the bar?
He does like he knows like my chick watches this podcast and he stay trying to get me in trouble.
That ain't true. You think I would do that?
I don't know, man.
Look at him.
I don't know.
Look at him. He's like all adorable now. He's dropping all this weight. He's like a model. He walks around.
I tell you this, man. I'm probably going to trust Rampage with whatever.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you get nervous when you spar pure boxers, like straight boxers, not MMA boxers, but when you go in there in the ring? Like
yeah. I still get the nerves. I still,
just sparring.
Yeah.
Really?
I definitely, But I love that. I love that when that's there, because I learned how to be like, oh yeah. like start talking to that ego. Let's go, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, ooh, shit's been pissing me off lately, whatever fucking disturbing thoughts. I'm like, okay, let's stay cool. Let's stay calm. Let's work defense. Let's set these motherfuckers up. Like, let them feel like a little comfortable. Let's like pop, pop, pop. And then, you know, I'm looking to land my body shots. I'm looking to land that fucking up jab, that, you know, looking to land shots and use skill. Obviously, you know, like I know when I'm there, but I've kind of gone in there and been around in the boxing. Anybody knows me, you know, I like to keep it real. When I drill, I'm, you know, like you guys see my pace. I have one fucking pace. So
crazy pace.
I don't have to.
Crazy cardio.
Yeah.
Does that come from running? Like a lot of
yeah.
outdoors?
Oh yeah. Just life outside of fighting for me is getting in the pool. I'm constantly running, or I'll do hikes with my kids, and sometimes like it sounds like fucking weird as shit, but I'll do gratitude walks with my wife. So get up early in the morning, 40 minutes, you know, I get Costco and all these like to-do list things like out of my way, get a good clear conversation with her, get the kids, and then boom, I start my day. Like I can go off and do anything else. Sometimes, you know, when I'm out on the road, say Costa Mesa, my kid's got a softball tournament, say we got a hotel up here for the weekend, you know, I'm the type of guy getting up 4 a.m., you know, coming in all sweaty, and people are just coming down hungover, getting their coffee, you know, and there I am, you know, doing it alone. I enjoy it. I feel like, you know, just like Mike Tyson just gives me fucking boner when I'm just like, dude, I'm just getting it, bro. Like no one else is fucking doing this. Not at this age, 37, I'm about to be 38. Like you fucking kidding me? I'm walking around other softball dads. I'm like, no. Like I'm fucking doing things right, you know, like little alignment. And that's what winning's about, bro. It's not beating up another person. It's about winning in life, like proving yourself right, trusting your God, your universe, that things are in a fucking alignment. And the shit that you fucking went through, good. Like accept it, like embrace it. The good, the bad, the ugly, keep fucking moving. And that's the life I live.
Man, I wish I was like that.
I love this.
I wish I was like that during my career, but now that I'm getting older, I'm doing that. Like this morning, I got up and ran. I didn't want to run. I stayed up late playing Call of Duty with my boys.
Yes.
And I was like, man, I need to get off. I was going to run at 6 a.m. this morning. And so I was like, man, I still did it. I got up and ran, but it wasn't at 6 a.m.
Hey, you still got it done. And I tell you this, man, you put in time with your kids. That is a huge thing these days. And whether it is like just connecting, it's Call of Duty, like you're still getting it done. That's huge, bro. So that props to you on that and where that is. So I respect that as well.
Yeah. You know, I have to make time for, you know, for everything in my life. But back in the day, if I had one excuse, I wouldn't make time for working out.
Yeah.
Well, only when I was training. But early in my career, I would take a week off after fights and I'd be back in the gym. And I don't know if you know, I got burnt out or something. I just don't know. After a while I got these injuries and I just hated training. Just hated it.
But during camps, no, right?
No. During camp, I trained really hard.
Yeah.
He's probably like me a bit, and kind of like what I've dealt with, you know, like having to deal with this fucking constant beast in my head and where that is, and learning the emotional intelligence, got to get by. I wasn't good in school, so I picked up a lot of self-help books and kind of try to get myself like, dude, how do I fucking understand this? Because I do have like that competitive, but I also have like that dog, like I'm telling you about. But like I'm competitive, bro. When I'm in the gym and like someone's getting tired, like I'm pushing them down. You know, like it's wrestling. You know, like I'm trying to get those competitive edge, and then when that stops, like when I was younger, I was like, okay, like let's party it up. Let's get after it, you know, like you didn't have to you know, you didn't really think about this. And I kind of taught myself like over time, it's better just to stay active. Cause if I take 2 weeks off now, bro, boom, 88, I'm almost like getting up to like 190. Like, you fucking kidding me? You know, so like I have to like kind of stay in these routines, and that's what I just call being healthy. You know, that's one thing I've been able to do out of my career. Like if anything anybody can learn from me, it's not just fighting fucking beasts in 2 decades, but I'm still healthy right here, right now. I could have fought on the LA card. Like I would love to stay busy. It's really just taking care of your health. You know,
you still down to do MMA?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel like, I knocked out the scariest dude at featherweight, you know, like I'm his worst nightmare. And that's what people, you know, Dana hit me up, bro. Like I don't need a fucking contract. You want to pay me one fight? Give me these Jim Millers, you know, like, he just got beat up by my boy, Bobby Green. I won't say nothing about Bobby Green. I love Bobby Green, but he's still competing. I would love to take out some of these guys. You know, I'm still active.
Yeah, you and Bobby Green about the same age.
Yeah.
Look, you can say whatever you want to say about anybody. You just got to say
I love Bobby, though. Yeah. I love Bobby.
Yeah, all you got to do is say with all due respect first.
No, I think there's just other guys. What I'm saying
that
is,
don't make it better.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want to say about anybody. All you got to do is say with all due respect first. Then you can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
That ain't the rule.
With all due respect, I think you a pussy.
With all due respect, I think you're wrong.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That don't work.
It works. I didn't get offended.
It's kind of like mafia. With all due respect.
Yeah, like with all due respect. Yeah, you probably are right.
Yeah,
Well, I'm about to disrespect this.
Yeah, because you take one punch from Shane Mosley, and now you got a torn labium.
My labium. I'm not talking about my labium anymore. It's broken. Yeah, bro. Leave my labium alone. So one thing in terms of combination and pace, like. We ask our JAXXON Podcast Discord a lot of questions. We like to see what the community says. So everybody watching this, we have a JAXXON Podcast Discord. You can go there, hop in there, and you can ask the guest questions. We always release a little bit earlier who's coming on the show in that Discord. We do giveaways in there. One thing people were saying is your pace was unmatched. The way you were attacking Jose Aldo, the way you were landing combinations, like it didn't look like there was anybody out of your class. It looked like you were the most elite fighter in that fight. And obviously the decision, and we saw what happened. Did anything surprise you about him? Did you think that, he was going to be faster or slower than he was?
First of all, thank you for that. That's tremendous to hear from the fans, because that's, I may not have the most fan engagement, but that's awesome to hear from the fans in that fight, because that fight was fucking badass. That 8.5 weeks, man, I ran every day, Sunday, 80, like Rampage, 86% of the time, I would say, I don't want to fucking do it, bro. I don't. But that's what I'm saying. I get the wood goes up when I'm like, dude, I fucking did it. I fucking did it. You know what? Like, I fucking did it. I don't see anybody else out here. Like, that's a fucking more boom, confidence in the bank. The diet, I think, listen to this, because this is like a mindset thing. You don't have to go through mental trauma or go through something. Like, if you can just control what you eat and drink, it's simple, but it's a really fucking hard thing to do. That's what I did, bro. I said, no, I don't want to fucking cheat. No, I don't want to fucking having to be cutting some fucking mass amount of weight, bro. I do that. Like, no, I want to be fucking lean. I want to come in shredded. I set my intentions, my purpose, my passion. I was basically fed up and fucking tired of losing this slump, feeling sorry for myself. I was dealing with a lot personally in my life. I shedded my fucking skin, bro, and I was ready to move on. And I took that commitment, 8.5 weeks. I made it happen. I trained every day. I didn't give in on Sunday, everything. And then when they weighed me in on a platform that had carpet. And then I was like a half a pound point something off. And I was like, dude, like they're weighing me in on carpet. Like I knew I made weight. Dude, I hopped right off there, threw my sauna suit on and fucking ran, asked my coaches and made the weight. I knew what I wanted to do even before I even got in there, and that was the type of performance I wanted to see, and I'm really thankful that the fans got to see that. And there's even more of that, and I'm even a better version than then. Like, that was just the start of my boxing. Like I said, that was just only on 8.5 weeks of just pure boxing, like submerging myself. So I had, I got right into the sparring. I jumped right in. I didn't pussyfoot, around. I sparred real boxers. I got my nose busted up by doing that. So in the fight, when I was bleeding, it was good entertainment, but it was just like a small little punch. My nose is just gushing. Little things like I'm learning along the way, but just to let you guys know, that was like that whole experience, and it was a good one.
In that 8 weeks, you didn't have one cheat meal?
No, and I made 148 pounds. So at that point, I was 188 pounds or 187. My coach has it down. I'm pretty sure it was 88. And I just started doing everything I could to make 148 pounds, and I did it just like that.
Do you wear headgear when you spar in boxing?
Yep. Just because, my style, man, it's just like headbang. But when I can kind of when boxing, you stand there, you get a little bit more of the punches. I'm trying to move my head. It kind of goes to the top. So I find the importance in wearing a headgear.
I hate wearing headgear.
I know. I used to be the type of guy to just take it right off.
Yeah.
I kind of taught myself how to do it and kind of learn that discipline of not getting distracted. And use it as a tool. Like, oh, that shit pisses me off. Like, stay fucking focused, motherfucker. Don't worry about the fans. Don't look at the fucking TV over there. Like, close your eyes, breathe, and it just kind of slows everything down for me, bro. It helps me be in those intimate, which I call moments where I can just kind of be like, okay, I see it, and you're a knockout artist, and once we see it, bro, that's what people fear. You can just tell smell they're backing up,
Yeah, I smell pussy.
Yeah. Bring up in my Tapology reports, in fucking Zabit's. After Zabit fought me, the decision went the wrong way. He goes and fucking retires and does this. It's bro, I fought these fucking best of the best you know, I know I can still compete in the UFC with these guys. I know I can still put on savage highlight knockouts, and I moved on. I love this boxing craft. I feel like the longevity's over there, bare knuckle. I mean, you name it. Just,
why did you retire from the UFC? Why did you leave?
I didn't. I think what went wrong with me in UFC is when I pushed Drakkar Close. After that, you know, Dana kind of like got on Sean Shelby a bit. You know, Sean wasn't a little too happy, kind of like this and that, you know, because I had shoved the dude. It kind of went the wrong way. My next fight's Mateusz Gamrot, which is, I mean, he's fucking high level. You know, it was just kind of like this weird funk, man. I was in like a real like crazy place, and I went and fought, and then I lost that fight, and then like seemed like right after that, you know, the relationship with him, and I was like, yo, looking for a fight. I was looking to get back on. I was kind of like in that mindset, like, dude, like I'm over this shit. Like, let's go. And I could just sense that like with the management, things were going on. Dana, he's always, you know, he hit me up after the Jose Aldo fight, you know,
the boxing
still have a great, he was like, man, he was actually watching it and really enjoying and appreciating, you know, he's always loved me and still anytime I text him, he's there. But I think just that relationship with me and Sean Shelby and where it went kind of went south.
So you pushed Sean Shelby?
No, I pushed Drakkar Close. And
who was Drakkar Close?
Hey, pull up the video. I'm gonna show you. Pull up the video, Wayne. I'm gonna pull it up.
Why you push Shakar? Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, he was you know, he was like a little bit late to the weigh-ins. I heard him kind of like, and he was looking at me like all crazy. So I was just kind of like, okay, I'm nice.
But he was your opponent?
Yeah, he's my opponent.
What's wrong with him pushing his opponent?
So he
watch the video.
like I come up and like I'm right where Sean is, and I can tell he kind of wants to come up even like a little bit more. And we just like get like as soon as he got like nose to nose, like I was just like on a dog, just sensing like boom, like back up, like not me, motherfucker. Like I ain't playing that game. You know, because first of all, I can't talk shit. Obviously, Connor Bash, who the fuck's that guy, right? Like what I say is fucking real. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. That's a statement, bro. That, you know, like should be fucking trademarked, by the way.
Yeah.
And you know that's true. I don't talk shit. So when he came up, approached me like on the street, you know, boom, like back the fuck up. Are we gonna do this or what? But and you know, I guess it took a little bit too far. You know, my instinct showed up. I thought we were going to get into a good fist fight. Jakar's a good dude. He's a heavy hitter and banger. He's a young dude, so I was giving him a good chance. And we were on like a main event, you know. So and like that was his first time, so he was really getting a shot. You know, I shoved him, and I'd say I won the fight, but he didn't show up.
He didn't show up.
We're gonna pull up the video right here so you can see what's going on.
He got paid, and I didn't either. And that's kind of like where I was kind of like calling Dana, like, yo, I don't.
He got paid, but he didn't show up.
Nah, he got like, he said he's like had like a bad weight cut, got like dizzy after this.
And he got paid.
He got paid, and I was hitting him up, and then what's his face? Hunter Campbell hit me up.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. He got all up in your face.
You know, it's fucking antics, bro. And I thought we were gonna fucking get into a fist fight. Like even now, like I could just tell, like, dude, he didn't really want it. I'm seeing it in his eyes, like, come on, bro, like, let's go. And then, you know.
Hold on. So who got mad at you for that push?
So as soon as like we get up, like watch, he starts just kind of inching a little closer. And earlier he was kind of like huffing and puffing. So he like wants to get up my face. So I'm like, fuck you, bro. Boom.
I'm gonna tell you from my point of view as being a fighter, and I've been on the receiving end of a push at the weigh-ins. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Vanderlei Silva pushed me in the UFC before the fight.
There's been a lot of pushes after this too, and it's been wild. And,
what was that the first push?
I didn't get paid for that. That's kind of like where I was kind of like. Then they put me up with the beast, Mateusz Gamrot. You know, I'm like, dude, I didn't have a check. I didn't have any fucking money. You know, I'm like, dude, I've invested all my money.
Right.
I was supposed to fight. Like this is supposed to be my fucking payday. Didn't pay me, so then I'm like hitting up Dana. Dana doesn't hit me back. Hunter Campbell calls me. Like, hey, this and this and this. So I just do my thing, stay ready for a fight Mateusz Gamrot. Just didn't go my night. I was like, cool, glad this chapter's over. You know, by that point, I think me and my relationship with Sean Shelby just went south. You know,
so Sean Shelby got upset with you because you pushed right there.
Yeah, because he there was you know talk that he Dana was like, yo, bro, you should have broke that up. You know, he was mad that the main event had fallen off or whatever production. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. And I take 100% accountability.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry. I don't understand it because that was just a push. It wasn't like he punched the guy. You see clips on the internet, people punching the people at the weigh-in and
I'm
flying
I'm
knees.
still, and I was trying to pull up, I remember a quote, and I was trying to pull it up. I can't find the quote, but someone had came out and said, was it something because they had warned you not to touch him before the weigh-in?
No.
Was there anything like that?
No, never.
Was there any issue before the fight though?
No, I've always had like some good intense weigh-ins, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like Rampage me,
Yeah,
So I thought like maybe
but
he
you're
was trying to
selling
like
fights.
kind of get up in and play this like my hands behind his back or not, bro. Like, he was huffing and puffing and kind of looking at me all crazy. So I'm like, all right, like, okay, he wants to get into a fight. He just got a little close. Boom, pushed him.
Yeah, is there like a rule like, hey, we're not paying you if you touch a fighter at the weigh-ins?
No, I never heard.
They never said that,
How is
bro.
that
And
so
how
bad,
did he?
That
get,
wasn't bad, bro.
Why did he get paid and I didn't? Obviously, I
They
take
took your whole check
accountability.
away?
I didn't get paid a dime, bro.
Because that fight never happened.
Fight never happened.
It was 'cause of him.
I go home, no pay, and kind of like what's going on. And then boom, my next fight, and it just didn't go my way, and that's how it went. I take 100% accountability.
Yeah.
No,
right.
but
Like I've
I
already
feel
kind
you.
of like dealt with this. Like even with Sean, bro, it's all love. Like I get it. I'm here. It's a different time, opportunity. I see myself possibly still fighting in the UFC for the UFC. If I come across Sean, it's all love. It has nothing to do with anybody. Like I'm still that highlight guy. It was just a misunderstanding. Different times, different place, different space.
Listen, I
Move
understand you taking accountability for it and everything, but bro, at the end of the day, they can find you. I pushed King Mo in Mississippi, and they just fined me. They had a problem with me, and they fined me.
Yeah, I thought I should maybe like show pay or just throw me something or whatever.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I could have, or just grab me another fight, like somebody who really wants to fight me.
How you feel about this? I think Bear and I talked about this a few times, and like big fights like that. Do you feel like that there should be a third person in case somebody gets hurt, injured, or don't make weight? Like like a third.
Like for the big fights, they keep a guy there, right? Like Marab was there in case Cheeto or Sean got hurt.
Yeah. And you know what? No, not necessarily. Like obviously sometimes like, and maybe in those circumstances, but for these younger cats out here listening, stay ready. Stay ready on a day's notice. Like, I mean, that's kind of how I broke into the UFC. Fuck the Ultimate Fighter and that bullshit contract. I got in, like I went high school straight into the pros like Nelly. Like that's exactly what I went. Like that's exactly how I did it. And when my buddies were $100,000 in debt, I had $100,000 in my bank account, and I was literally like at a high school. It was like stay ready at any given moment. Like it could be an opportunity, but that opportunity could turn into a career like it did for me, like it did for you. 2 decades, almost 3, fighting the best of the best nonstop.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Stay ready, but do you know how stressful it is to try to make weight with one day and do your blood work and all that stuff? I just feel like they should have like the third guy, like, just in case like somebody get hurt or something. This is when I pushed King Mo. What was I doing?
I think they are starting to do that.
What are you drinking right there? Beer?
I was probably drinking water or
look at you with the True Religions on and where you were. Boots?
Bro, I used to rock True Religion. I love True Religion.
Your style is crazy. Oh, what was he telling you right there?
I talk shit to. I can't stand King Mo.
Bro, you were in his face, Rampage.
Bitch.
Oh my. Yeah. Rampage, you tossed him.
See, that's the same shit, but I was talking shit to him first.
Oh my God.
He a bitch.
Yo, replay that when Rampage pushes him off. I want to see his stance.
But this is the thing, though, I tell you after you guys watch it.
What are you saying, though?
I don't remember what the fuck I was saying.
Pointing at him, he's laughing at you.
I was telling him I was going to beat his ass. But look, this is the thing, though. This is the thing why I feel like I was wrong for getting fined. Because they came to me and say, look, we need to amp up this pay-per-view or sell more tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, say less.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they told you that before the fight. Rampage, we need to sell more tickets.
Yeah.
So you knew you had to get wild.
I knew I had to do something. I was like, fuck it, they need to sell more tickets.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be myself.
That's the game.
Hey, so when you cutting weight and stuff like that, you get hangry and
Oh, intense. I love those weigh-ins. After you're like already like 8 and then you go do the mock weigh-ins, it's not the same. I don't like that.
No, yeah.
You're just like, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass tomorrow. But when you're hungry like that, like you're really like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
That's that type of intensity.
Oh yeah, that was right. Okay, so that was right after the weigh-in. So most likely that was in that bottle was Pedialyte.
No way.
Because that was right after we just stepped up the scale. Because if you guys could think about it, I'm a heavyweight now, right?
You looked lean right there.
Yeah, so I was still making 205.
Huh?
So it was the older I got, it was hard for me to cut weight. Yeah. But because of my damn lifestyle, I wasn't staying super ready. I wasn't staying healthy. Like I wasn't eating a clean diet. I was living my life. And the older I got, I knew I should have just been stricter on my diet, but I wasn't. So when I trained, I trained hard, but I was starting camp. I'm fighting at 205. I was starting camp weighing like 250.
Damn. You seem like a dense dude though. Like give you like 2 weeks, take some time off. Like, fuck, what happened?
Yeah, bro.
Just blow up.
I'm dense. I don't even float in water.
Yeah.
I sink. It's real talk. Y'all laughing, but I sink. I can crawl.
The 18 Ranger, bro, sinking.
I can crawl on the bottom of a pool. There's something ain't right there.
I was trying to find that fight when you hit King Mo and his eye like blew up.
Oh yeah,
there's a crazy photo.
Oh, bro, I couldn't stand that guy. Out of everybody I ever fought, he was the one that I liked the least out of everybody.
Why is that?
Because he talked too much shit. He just talked too much shit, and he really believed the shit that he was talking.
But like everybody talks crap.
No, not like
that was crazy.
No, he talked shit years before we even had a fight.
Oh, that's too much.
Bro, this is why I want to ask you about Conor McGregor. How come you guys never fought each other?
That's true.
Man, I just probably like, I'm fighting the Frankie Edgars, the guys he's ducking, having close fucking matchups with him. Guys like Zabit, just losing these like little split decisions, these tough opponents, but like having great performances, but just kind of falling short. I think maybe some wins underneath the belt. I did ask for that fight. I was fighting Dennis Bermudez when I flying kneed him. I asked for that fight when he had dropped out, like I was calling, but they had different plans in mind. And, I wasn't necessarily like on a win streak to call them type of shots, but they knew I'm always calling.
Bro, one fight with Conor.
I call them motherfuckers all the time. Like,
that makes your career. One fight with Conor. He's a career maker. Yeah.
Unreal. I heard someone, and I'm not even being funny, I heard someone say the old Conor McGregor, where you get your Conor McGregor fight and you make your career, was the old Rampage fights, because the pay-per-view points, like if someone wanted to make a lot of money, UFC would be like, you got to fight Rampage.
Yes.
They knew that. Yeah, because those 3 fights, right, when you had those big pay-per-views, that Chuck Liddell fight, the next fight, everybody was making insane money because you were selling.
You didn't know what was
going
to happen when you fought, bro. I think people really liked that, like almost like Babyface Nelson. He was crazy.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know what type, like you would just drop bombs on motherfuckers, bro, and that was entertainment. And that was back when, fuck, dude. It wasn't like even known, but people, they did like one, UFC was doing like 3, maybe 4 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was backstage watching you fucking murder people, dude. Just like, dude.
That's crazy. Think
they're
about
gonna pay
that.
you to do this.
1, 3, 4, maybe pay-per-views a year, maybe.
Yeah, how many they doing now?
Dude,
It's too much.
There's a fight every week.
It's insane.
Do you think it's too much?
Yeah, I mean, I can't keep up, but I mean, as far as the business aspect, no. And here's the thing. Hear me out.
I'm gonna tell you. I hear you. I'm gonna tell you why I think it's too much. But go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't like to cut the guests off because this is all about you guys now.
No, I was just talking about like, it could be like too much, but like entertainment wise compared to like fighting, the game's changed. Like you got guys like Jose Aldo, who's just a fucking tremendous athlete, person, you name it, like a Max Holloway. They don't have that spark like a Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, anything he touches is golden, has like a whole country behind him.
Yeah.
And I fought on his cards, bro, and they're the most legendary fans, calling me legend. Steven's fucking, and it's like, that's cool. That's impressive to see. And it's kind of gone to entertainment. It's kind of gone production. Thing with that though is in guys like, when Conor really did show up and guys like Rampage, they ain't fucking around. This they may drop like a hot promo WWF style, but then when you get in there, he's dropping fucking bombs too. You do that. I think you're in good for a good treat.
Yeah. Don't be trying to cut. That's why I said he be skipping over me when I be wanting to say.
I'm not skipping over.
I already see it.
I'm holding it.
Yeah. I see it. I'm like chess.
You good?
All right. I'm like 2 steps ahead. He's like already pointing at me.
Oh, I'm getting the audio ready.
You see how he's doing me?
Nah, I would never.
I did stated that I want to say why I think it's too many pay-per-views. This is why I think. As a fighter, not a promoter. If I was a promoter, I wouldn't be saying this. It'd be dumb for me to say this as a promoter. So for the UFC, it's good that they have a lot of pay-per-views. But for us fighters, and we get a split of the pay-per-views, we would like less pay-per-views because there's so many pay-per-views now, the fans going to pick and choose which ones they're going to pay for.
Yeah.
And so that's why the pay-per-view numbers went down back in my day.
Yeah, the good days.
Nah, it's funny. Like, you have to be old to say back in my day. So when you say that, it's like you just made yourself seem old. It's funny to me. Go ahead. Back in my day.
A little different space and place.
Yeah, back in my day. Yeah. VHS and cassettes and
like
stuff.
you said,
What?
Did you really just go there? VHS?
No, he said that.
No, I heard that come out of this. His voice is coming out of my headphones on this side. Your voice is coming out of my headphones on this side.
Don't get me in trouble. Did you say cassettes and VHS?
Accountability.
Yeah, take accountability, brother. That wasn't me. You know, I would never say that about you.
Man. Yeah, so, you know, it wasn't so many pay-per-views, so it was, when they did one, they put a lot of advertisement into it. It was a big pay-per-view, and we all got, you know, a big chunk of it, right? So
that's awesome.
Yeah, when there's a lot of pay-per-views, so they have like 6 or 7 pay-per-views in a row. It's like you're going to pick and choose.
Yeah, and it's packed with stars. I mean, the stars are there. You know, tons of tremendous talent to see what UFC is. I mean, like right back in our day, you know, and seeing you and growing up in Pride, watching all them fights on just disc and.
Hold on, let's pause it. Did I get it? Is on?
He's messing.
Don't cut any of that out. Don't cut any of that out. No, we ain't cutting that out.
Man, listen, bro.
No, you crazy.
Bro,
go ahead. He wants to play it. Go
no. Bro, I want to keep talking to you about this.
If you know me, if you know me like personally, you know I hate being sick. I hate when I have like the runny nose. I really hate that, and him fucking with me.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like one of my things. I really hate that.
Don't play. Yeah, I want to ask you a question. In terms of pay-per-view points and in terms of how we're talking about so many fights, one thing that you touched upon back in the day was that the way pay-per-view fights were set up, it was like legendary rivalries, like, you know, best 2 out of 3 and these rematches and these grudge matches. And you would watch these guys. They were like icons. Do you feel that there's more stars in today's time on pay-per-view fights compared to what it was like during Rampage's era?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just
so unique.
way more many people, man. I mean, who knows what the roster was back then? Let's just say 100 to 3,000. You know, let's just say that. You know, so yeah, there's a lot of stars, man. And you know, just to point out, you know, sorry about Francis Ngannou and losing the baby and all that. You know, I have a daughter that's around that same age, rest in peace. But to hear his story, you know, where he comes from, the style bender, cool dudes, even McGregor. I'm not a hater, you know. To be over in Dublin, to have like whole countries behind you, people in Mexico. I'm like, damn. In the U.S., they're like, boo, like, man, you could be the worst dude ever. Like, say, Brazilian guy, like, and you're laying on the guy, hanging on for dear life. Like, you know, your whole world's like dependent on there. Dude, they're cheering. They're excited. They're like, hell yeah. The you know, over in Japan and all that, man, they're cheering. They're clapping for you. They're seeing art. And seems like the Americans are like, boo, boo. They just want to see that action. It's all about production. It's all about like entertainment. It's all about knockout. And you're doing that, boom. Like you have one fight, the guy was fucking running around. You're trying to do your best. Like people are like, oh man, you look terrible tonight. Retire. Like, what the fuck, dude? You know, it's like everybody's always going to have something to say, something to do, and the game's changed a bit. And I feel like, you know, if like you're guys like me and you're on that learning path, like you can stick around and weather the storm and kind of put yourself in a really good position to you know, prosper later on.
I mean, was it like that during your era though? When you would go to Brazil, they would only like cheer, it would go crazy, or were they booing you guys too?
Well, I never fought. I never fought.
Showed love.
Yeah, I never fought in Brazil. I was supposed to fight in Brazil, but I got injured.
But anywhere, is it always been like that? Like the American audiences are booing a lot more than all these other countries?
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah. But but that's America. But I only really fought in Japan, America, and I think Canada once. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. With all due respect, the American fans are the worst.
Why?
The American fans are the worst. They're fair weather fans. Like you can go out there and fight your heart out and put on a great fight. And just take it for example, Max Holloway and Gaethje, they put on a great fight. Yeah. And Gaethje got knocked out in the last 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And now you see memes of him. You know what I'm saying? That was a great fight.
Yeah.
You know, he just got knocked out. Like you see memes. I'm not saying American people making those memes, but if I had to guess, I'd put my money that was an American person making them. You know, fans of Boo, like Buddha got it. It was a great fight. So in Japan, when I come from Japan, you fight in Japan, and as long as you fight your heart out, they didn't care if you if you won or lost. If they were your fan, they will always be your fan unless you go out there.
With all due respect.
You got to say
in there.
Yeah.
You have to say with all due respect.
You got to say with all due respect.
That's how they were. With all due respect.
But is that a social media thing? Like, did social media make fans become super like obnoxious when you?
It was before. It was before social media.
Come on, bro. America, like cigarettes, beer drinking. Yeah, bro, just bleed. You know, like, come on, man. Like, you fucking kidding me? Like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, they just want to. They want to see winners, bro. They want to see the entertainment.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, I understand the game. Like,
I understand that, and I'm not saying I'm against it or for it. I'm just saying it's an interesting perspective because you guys have to go in there and risk your lives, not them. And whether you win or lose, they're going to have an opinion. It's hard to see that.
This is all I'm going to say. You know me personally.
Yeah.
I used to love all MMA fans. Now I only love Rampage fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ever since the fight with Chuck Liddell, bro, they egged my house. That's my first time ever getting booed. Bro, I still get stories now. I did an interview the other day, and the guy was like, "Yeah, man, I didn't like you after you knocked out Chuck." And I think as soon as people tell me that, I think in my mind that he's one of those people that was booing me. You know, I did my job. You know what I'm saying? I understand that you didn't like the outcome. You didn't want to see your favorite fighter get knocked out. But I feel like still that's why I have a lot of haters online. And this is something else that kind of hurt my feelings. Like, I get this story a lot. Memphis, my own hometown. People knew I was from Memphis, and a lot of my high school wrestling buddies and my friends and family, they went to bars to watch the fight. And I'm from Memphis, and I didn't even think about this while I was fighting. But I'm gonna be real. That fight was a race fight, and I didn't have no idea.
damn.
It was a race fight, and white people in Memphis was cheering for Chuck Liddell and was mad that I knocked him out. My people in my own hometown.
Badly too.
Dude,
That's crazy.
I didn't even think about it.
And you put on a great fight against Chuck Liddell, who is one of the baddest in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I would. If I'm a fan and I'm watching somebody and like this guy's from my hometown, I'm cheering for him.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I don't care what color, race, religion, whatever. I don't care. Like, he's from my hometown. I'm supporting this guy. The only way I would not support this guy or go for this guy if he was straight up like a evil dick or something like that, or he was fighting one of my friends. You know. Other than that, I'm going for the guy. So I'm not mad that they had their favorite like Chuck Liddell. You know, they probably didn't even know I was from there, because when I moved to California, I always put Memphis, like fighting out of Memphis, but it was like, you know, from Memphis, but I was fighting out of Irvine, whatever.
They say Irvine by way of Memphis.
Yeah. So I always like people to know that I'm from Memphis, but a lot of people didn't know.
Shout out Bruce Buffer, dude. I miss that motherfucker.
He the best,
dude.
huh?
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I wasn't the guy giving him fist bumps, but I'd always look him in the eye, dude, and he would just give you that, like. And then, like, when I fought 45 in like one of the bloodiest fights in UFC history, he had like signed a book, because I think I was on Rogan's podcast or something. He had like signed a book and like given it to me and stuff. Dude, he's the fucking man.
Man, he's the fucking man.
But he probably said that, right?
Like, he said
by way of.
Yeah, I had to tell him.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tell him,
and he'll do it too. Like,
where do you go? You go to Bruce Buffer. This is what I want you to say about me?
Yeah. Bruce Buffer, he the man. He cool as fuck.
He was so nice too. UFC 298, he brought you down.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, we got to get a stare off. We got to get a little way down right here. I need you to go get Vanderlei for me. And I point, and Rampage is like, does one of these. Vanderlei's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. And I don't even know what's going on. I'm just a little sidekick, little white kid just trying to make it all crazy. And I'm telling everybody like this. I'm covering my mouth. I think I'm John Gotti. I'm like this. I'm telling Vanderlei like, yo, we're gonna make you an offer. We're gonna get you on the podcast.
Make you offer you can't refuse.
Yeah. And Vanderlei's just doing one of these like, yeah, I'm down. But he gave me these eyes, and I'm like, oh my god. Now I see why people are scared of him. Like,
that was the only time me and Vanderlei had like a cool conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Your whole life?
My whole life. That's the only time me and Vanderlei was cool.
At UFC 298?
That's the only time.
Damn, it seems like you guys were best friends.
Yeah, that's
when
the only
I called him over, he was all happy.
Yeah.
Maybe because he was being inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Maybe he was in a good mood. Hopefully he had some drinks in him. But but like a couple weeks before, I said I want to do a grudge match. Like now that I'm 45, I want to try boxing, and I want to box a couple of people. I want to do a bunch of grudge matches, and Vanderlei is on that list because I feel like we 2-2. I owe him.
That would be a massive boxing fight, by the way.
Yeah.
So as we talk about, massive fights, you versus Conor would be a massive fight in bare knuckle. And there's one of the most famous videos of all time in MMA history. And it's this press conference. We're going to play this real quick. You got to run me through this, because besides this, there's also a very famous tweet that goes along with this.
little low.
Did you talk to him after that? Did you talk to him after that?
Nah.
So UFC
He showed up
205.
late. Fucking Conor just does what he wants, man.
Yeah, so UFC 205, he shows up, Conor shows up late.
Yeah.
You're up there, you're in a suit, he's in a suit, you're sitting next to Cerrone, I think, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like Conor had no idea what was going on. He's looking around, and then, you know, you hit him with some banter, you're rallying up the crowd.
I was going to make a campaign because none of those people up on that board said a fucking thing. They didn't have the balls, like, and, you know, Frankie, you know, he'd been making a thing for himself, but, like, that's why I was there to fight. You know, I feel like Conor was ducking Frankie. Was a tough fucking outing. Dude probably still is. And, you know, I had to make a campaign for myself because I'm a fighter. You know, I fight. Like, I put on really good fights, guys, you know, like a lot of good views. But as far as like entertainment purpose, like, you know, I'm kind of like, man, Colby Covington has like one of the greatest stories about like how he basically switched his persona. I was there in Sacramento when he had fought. Colby, you fucking suck, terrible. And I was like, dude, who's got the balls to say this? You know, it was like a boring fight, like I'm considering like how we fight, but I'm like, dude, like some fucking balls, and I got to say that. But then like fast forward, like Colby saying what he wants, he's being the WWF, which like I grew up like watching that, and you know, like since like 8th grade I stopped watching it, whatever. But that was like always like the 80s, the Macho Man's like, dude, he's doing entertainment. It's better to be in the entertainment business and have like a little bit of skill, and like, you know, you can get like moved up. Like why is it the business, like guys like Sage Northcutt, no disrespect, just throwing it out there. Why is a guy like him come in, make more money than me in 1 or 2 fights? And I've been fighting fucking the killers of the killers, bro. Beating these dudes, fighting fucking legends, guys that are on fucking PEDs and fucking steroids and continue to do this. I'm knocking these guys out naturally. Why is that guy? And why in the UFC, a guy who's having to call, like, you know, your boss, like, yo, bro, I ain't making no fucking money, bro. Like, I'm showed up, like, what the fuck? Like, why is this guy making more money than me?
He was making more money than you?
Oh, Sage Northcutt, bro, fuck yeah.
Why though?
He came and got.
But I'm just saying, like, that's just a reference, like, not like no hate or whatever.
Manager? Do you know who?
I'm just saying, like, there's guys
putting
like
an
that.
example together.
Yeah,
like,
oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah,
guys come in out of nowhere.
I didn't know that.
It's because the name and what sells fights, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's a
entertainment. Business. You know, like who's bringing in the likes, who's bringing in the hits. Some guy on TikTok, bro, can come in and fucking kill it.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like that's the way the business is.
TKO Holdings, right? So you got UFC, you have WWE.
Was he good though, Sage? No, what's his name? North Forks?
No, I'd say competitor wise, like had the karate, had the look, had the thing, bro, but he didn't last. Bro, I started fighting when I was 21 in the UFC, grew up inside the UFC till I was like almost like what, 16 years in the UFC, like nonstop, still could compete in the UFC. Like no one's doing it like me. Like why is that dude? And he ain't even fought the fucking list I fought.
Bear, put him in a fight against Sage Norfolk.
He's in one now.
Oh, if he wants to come to bare knuckle,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I guarantee that, but his daddy won't let him, dude. Guaranteed. His dad, he lived with his parents back like. When, you know, like,
are you serious?
Yeah,
he still live with his dad.
Yeah, well, hey, can't hate on him, bro. I guess he's making more money than all of us.
Wasn't he the youngest to ever fight in the UFC at the time?
Yeah,
he was.
No, that kid we had here was the
Raul Rosas Jr.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
but I'm saying before that.
Yeah.
Before Raul, I think Sage was like the youngest to come.
No, Raul made history by being the youngest.
Yeah,
guy.
but he's like the last 2 years. Sage fought like 4 or 5 years
Raul,
ago. Yeah,
it was a Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, I think it was Sage
Before
Northcutt.
Sage Northcutt, it was Max Holloway. Max, it was me, I think. Like,
yeah.
I fought on my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like
I'm gonna tell you guys something. I never want to bring this guy up but this is a guy who started me to fight in MMA, but years later he screwed me over with a gym. So fuck him. I'm not gonna say his name. But I remember he fought in UFC 20 at 17.
Really?
Yeah. His parents had to sign the damn thing.
Oh, that's like Vitor.
No
Vitor
shit.
Belfort says he fought. Remember? He said that he fought at like 16 or 17. I forgot how old he said he was.
UFC 20. Where was that at? Was that on the East Coast or was that?
I was there. I can't remember where the fuck it was. Probably Alabama or somewhere. I can't remember where we were. UFC 20. That's when Boss Rudin fought Kevin Rounderman.
Wow.
And Vanderlei Silva, that's my first time saying Vanderlei Silva. I used to be a big fan of Vanderlei. He needs somebody in the face, and he did the little knee thing and turned around like, oh, that guy's cool. And I wasn't even a fighter yet.
Man, Randleman.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about that dude.
Randleman?
I miss that guy.
Yeah,
What was the story?
And shout out to his wife. She was an incredible lady. And So I go down to Ohio. You know, I'm down there. I'm 21, UFC, got some money. I'm getting a little fucked up. I get a little too fucked up. One of my buddies, like I come out like stumbling out, like complete like idiot. And my buddy's like, hit that motherfucker, hit him. I end up like hitting this dude and like I run off, like security tries to tackle me. I got one shoe on. Next thing you know, like some fucking horses are chasing me down. I'm like, what the fuck? Like kind of buzzed up. And then like next thing you know, like all these cops like slams me on the thing. They're like tying my arm behind my back. And I'm like, dude, stop. You're gonna break my fucking arm. And he's like, why are you running? I was like, I didn't know it was cops. You know, it was like, and anyway, these two dudes, like they get me in and they're saying something about like fighting. Oh, you look like a fighter, blah, blah, blah. And well, like somehow like I pass out, like I wake up because they were talking about Kevin Randleman. And I was like, bro, like fuck Kevin Randleman, dude. I was like, why don't you guys like get out the car right now? Like take off the cuffs. Like I'll fight you. You know, I'm just drunk talking shit. Like come on. You can put me back in cuffs. Like And they asked me if I knew about Kevin Randleman. Somehow I pass out, like I wake back up. Kevin Randleman is like playing this fucking part. They went to this bar, pulled up on Kevin Randleman, and he's wearing like a True Religion shirt, like, brr. And I'm like, what? Fuck you, da 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 da. I was like, let me out. Chuck Liddell knocked you out. I'll fucking do the same uppercut, motherfucker. Like I'm going crazy on this. I'm going crazy on this dude, drunk, and then like they're like, oh okay. Like he's like, hey man, calm down, bro. And I'm like, what are these like? Just woke up like in this like drunken rampage. And I'm like, what the hell? And so fast forward like years later, right? We're sitting down to a dinner table, and it's a bigger one than this. Like this awesome dude's down in Vegas. He's a lawyer from Miami. He's buying dinners. He's happy. You know the vibe, right? Yeah, he's just happy to be around me. Phil Baroni was there, and I'm sitting next to Kevin Randleman, and I can't help but think
he remember. Did he remember?
No, he didn't. And I'm like telling my wife, I'm like, man, I gotta fucking tell him. You know, like I go, so I lean over like after dinner, like all kind of gentlemanly, kind of like, the vibe's about to kick up. They're talking about gambling, things are starting to wind up. And he's with his wife, so I'm feeling like I'm safe. He's with my wife. Hopefully he has mercy on me. I go, hey bro, do you remember some young kid with some cops pulling up in the back seat, freaking out, and they're like, he got into a bar fight and then you were in the back and I was like yelling at you. And dude, he just looked at me, was like, "That's you!" Like, whoa. Like it starts like going crazy, and I'm like, "Yeah, that was me, man." Like, I'm sorry, like it was just like, da, da. He's like, "Oh," and he was like, "Man," he's like told his wife, and she was like, "Yeah, he had told me about that." Blah blah blah. Like he had totally like remembered that, and rest in peace, man. He was a great dude. I went out and had a great night with him and his wife. It was amazing.
It's great because the reason why I actually did he remember you because I met him at UFC 20 at that time, and I was sitting outside before the fight. It was like probably that Wednesday or Thursday before the fight, just having a conversation.
In his prime, probably.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, damn.
Yeah, just having a conversation with him, and he remembered me years later. That's before I was a fighter. And I was like, he had a great memory. He remembered me years later when I came to Japan. He said, "What's up, man?" I said, "How you doing? You remember me?" He said, "Yeah, I remember you." He told me everything we talked about.
Oh shit!
And so I thought I was like, damn, did he remember?
Yeah.
But he was cool about it. He thought it was funny.
Yeah. He thought it was so funny, and he got like so loud. And here I am trying to be like, I'm hanging around high class people. There's Phil Baroni. Like I'm seeing, I'm a young dude at this time. Like watching these, I'm just trying to play the mafia code. I ain't trying to be the fanboy. You don't take pictures. I'm just sitting here legendary. My dinner's getting paid for. My wife. I'm like, I'm in Vegas, but I had to tell him like, hey man, like, do you remember that? And I was like, kind of like, dude, I hope he doesn't fuck me up. Like I probably deserved it.
He was a cool dude.
He was a cool dude. You remembered every bit of it.
I wonder if Mark Coleman was there in Ohio. All the guys at a bar. Sounds like that would have been.
Oh, I'm
a nice
sure.
squad.
Yeah,
we just had Mark Coleman on here, and he told us some of the craziest stories of him and Kevin Randleman, like training and then coming through college and wrestling.
Oh man,
didn't you and Kevin Randleman? I know we heard about that crazy brawl with that whole squad when you guys were trying to buy drugs with Boss Rutan. But didn't you?
I don't. Boss Rutan remember everything. I don't remember because I don't.
But there's a story of you and Kevin Randleman at the Hilton buffet. You guys got in a huge brawl, right? And then you guys lit off the smoke.
Kevin Randleman wasn't there. He wasn't there at that time. I remember going out clubbing with Kevin Randleman and Boss Rutan that one time. But if they was trying to buy weed, I wasn't in on that part because I stopped smoking weed this time. I wasn't smoking weed. But yeah, but
It's all alleged.
Yeah,
that's all.
So allegedly, what happened that night at the
Allegedly.
nightclub with you and Kevin Randleman?
I remember me and Kevin. I remember us going to a club together one night in Japan, and I remember we had a good time. We went to this one little bar that we always go to called Matrix Bar, and one guy that owned it, we got close to him. He's an African guy that lives in Japan. His name is Tyson, and this guy loves fights. I'm talking about, you could tell when a guy really knows what he's talking about. You know,
Was he military at all, or like?
no, he just. I think he's just a guy from Africa that moved to Japan and opened up a business. I don't know how long
He's
he
from
had.
Africa.
Yeah, he's
I
from.
thought he's from like the States.
No, he's from Africa.
Okay.
And he'd been living in Japan for a long time, and he watches all the fights, but he breaks it down. He's not just like a fan. He knows what you're talking about. And when I lose and stuff, I still go there and drink. He's like, man, you didn't work on this. I'm like, Tyson, shut the fuck up. Just let me have a drink.
But low key, you might be right. Like,
He was right.
Where's that jab? Where's that
Can you
jab?
imagine trying to critique Rampage after a fight he lost, and you're like a bar owner? I
know what he's talking about though.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
there is
about.
a few dudes, like some people just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, yeah.
You know, but like if it's coming
With
from
all due respect.
Yeah,
That's me. Yesterday when he was sparring, I'm in the ring. Yo, more head movement, more. And I see Rampage look at me like, he yesterday had a good sparring round too.
Yeah.
It's
So I had a
see
good
him
night
in
out.
there.
I had a good night. I remember having a good night
Yeah.
out with him. But my problem is a lot of those stories. If I'm drinking, if I got drunk that night, I'm not going to remember it.
Yeah.
So the stuff that Boss Ruben was saying,
Yeah.
I remember bits and pieces.
But was there an infamous brawl where you guys were in a bar or in a nightclub, no cap, in Japan, and it was you, Randleman, Boss Ruben? It was like a team of Americans, and you fought everybody in the nightclub? Allegedly. With all due respect, you could just tell us as much as you want to tell. I just want to know the
possibly
story.
been there on a blackout,
Yeah.
allegedly.
We
Rampage.
that time when Boss was talking about, we almost got into a big scrap, but nobody wanted to fuck. They found out who it was. Nobody wanted to fuck with us.
There was a whoa.
And who was your crew at that time in Japan?
It was a lot of us. Heath Herring probably was there. It was a lot of us. Kevin Randleman. You know what? I remember going out one night and the Nogueira brothers was there. The big Nog was
wow.
there.
What about Pete Murray? Was he around that time?
No, I never.
See.
Yeah, I never hung out with him. But it'd be a couple of nights when you go. But you know what the thing is? Back then, everybody had their own little cliques.
In Pride?
Yeah, everybody had their own little cliques, and you very rarely saw people in the same bar. And it's a city called Roppongi, and it's like a strip like Vegas, but it's all bars. So everybody had their own little bar. The Matrix Bar was a place where I felt more comfortable because the owner, he let me get on the microphone. I used to freestyle when I was drunk and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so he let me have the
Beatboxing and
microphone.
shit.
Yeah, and it's like having your own private after party. So those guys they had been in Japan before me, so they probably knew the best places, and I just go where I feel comfortable. Yeah. Man, I don't need to always go to the most popular place, something like that. But Kevin Randleman hung out with us a couple times. No, he was always
Was he
fun.
part of your clique though? Was that your crew?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't part of my. He wasn't part of my clique. Him and Mark Coleman, they hung out, and I hung out with just my corner men. But I used to hang out with Heath Herring.
Yeah,
I used to hang out with Heath Herring.
I like that. You know, Tom Brady had mentioned something like that. Like, yo, not everybody's fucking friends. You
No,
know,
we
like,
cool,
like,
yeah.
like everybody can be cool, but like, you know, like not everybody's fucking friends, like with the caddies and this and that, you know, in sports. And like, I like keeping that type of, you know, that's how it was, bro. We were just quiet. You know, I grew up around the Militich camp too. And he remembers a lot of them legends. That's why I asked if like Pete Murray was around that time.
I like Tim Sylvia.
Tim Sylvia.
I like Tim and I like the Pete Pat Militich.
Oh yeah,
I like those. But me and Tim Sylvia, we was always cool.
Yeah,
But
he's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy because we wasn't even
Legend.
fighting. Yeah, we wasn't even fighting in the UFC at the same time. I don't think, but somehow him and I got cool. And he's a good dude. I like him.
Yeah.
Are you still under contract with PFL or Bellator during the buyout or anything of that nature?
No,
Nothing?
Nope, nothing. I'm a free agent, man.
Wow.
Who's your manager?
Vayner Sports, Lloyd Pearson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great dude, man.
We work with some of the Vayner guys, and they've been sending. Oh, we just had Stipe on the podcast.
Awesome, incredible team, man.
Good team at
Yeah,
Vayner.
they're fucking awesome. Dude.
Yeah, Sarah.
I mean, honestly,
Sarah's like a great. She works
Yes,
at Vayner.
yep.
She
Oh,
always
Matt Sarah?
Summoning.
Matt Sarah. No, Sarah's an eight.
My bad.
Yeah, shout out Matt Sarah. He's a beast too.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about fighters
He's
that
coming
we
on the
like.
podcast. Matt Sarah's coming on the
Oh,
podcast.
I like Matt Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't. Well, you could leave it in now. We already said it. Do you have any interest in things outside of boxing and bare knuckle right now? Any other things? I
You
heard
doing
that
OnlyFans or anything?
No, I heard
Yo,
that there's rumors.
there's rumors.
You might fight in karate combat.
Just like you said, you know, like, hey, if a main event calls out, like, listen, I literally tweeted out Josh Emmett. Like, I literally did this. I hit up Dana and I said, hey, is that still available? I got in there late. It was literally like 2 days or something, 3 days after my fight. And trust me, he's called me a day later. He's like, hey, can you fight Josh Emmett on a month's notice? Yeah. Cool. Just make sure my knee's good. A little swollen from a few kicks. Cool. Let's go in there. Did my thing. And then vice versa. I was like, damn, do you guys still need an opponent? And then what's his name? Bryce Mitchell had gotten the fight. And then when I had a few beers that night. I texted Dana like, dude, why'd you have to have that kid done like that? I was ready. Calling him like that. So like, I do that. Like, I'll stay ready, bro. Like, listen, I was in great fucking shape from the bare knuckle. I stay wrestling. I continue to wrestle. It's part of my game. And I love the boxing. It's not just hard on the body or this and that, but I train long hours. I'm constantly focused on skill. Like, I love to improve. This is the last little bit. So if there is a main event, like, I will make myself available. I don't need a contract.
He's focused. He's standing on business. He's focused on fighting and stuff. You asking the man, do he want to go do OnlyMans?
Only man.
You actually, yeah, he's talking about fighting. You actually,
no, bro. It's because you have the subscription for Romans. He has the enhancement for whatever it does for you for performance enhancing. It's called Romans.
I do oysters, bro. I never all natural.
See, go all natural. You don't need that. You don't need the pills.
Oysters. That's a natural aphrodisiac.
Yeah,
aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
You never heard that? You never heard that word before?
What does that mean? Aphrodisiac?
Yeah, look, get you like
for bicep.
Yeah,
I need
it gets
that,
the mojo going. You know, get the mojo.
Oysters. Do you think
it's a natural booster.
Literally, you think, not to get weird, but like, yeah, like I've taken them and woken up like rock hard
with oysters.
Like, what do you mean you've taken them?
I've eaten oysters.
Like you just eat.
I've never taken no blue pills. I've never taken no steroids. I eat oysters and.
How do you eat your oysters?
Yeah.
Slurp them down. You get
Hey,
we don't slurp around here, brother.
A little bit of salt.
I know you a dog, but we don't slurp.
No, that's how you eat the oysters.
I heard that was average, but I can't take myself.
They're amazing. They're amazing. My wife's Mexican. We go down to Mexico, dude. Right off the La Playa, man. Boom, salt, little sauce. You know,
you should try that.
Up,
no, I can't.
We got to get you all natural. These things aren't good for you.
Hey, either you like them or you don't. Like some people, are like, oh, they don't like it. They don't fuck with them, but. Every time I fuck with them.
Do you chew it or you just swallow it?
Swallow them down.
Yeah,
swallow them down.
You don't, whoa, you don't have to say all that, brother. No, I mean you could cut this part out, but yeah, we're trying to get Rampage back on his performance game because
don't cut it.
Slow. Because he's been slowly. He said he just decreasing his thrust speed.
No, don't go now. Come on, don't start that shit. I'm just asking questions.
No, because you said so. Between us, boys, we don't have to put this in. We'll cut this out, but we're just trying to get him back to where he used to be. Yeah. Full thrust, full throttle. Man. You know.
Listen,
people talk about that like, you know, I'm getting tired of the alcohol. Like, how's the marijuana?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you know, well, it just depends on, you know, how you are with it. You know, start off small. And then some people that do it, they're like, you know what, I'm not drinking, you know, but like every now and then, like I'll smoke a little marijuana.
See,
you know, like I've done like a hair transplant. It was like a vulnerable thing. And they're like,
you got one?
Yeah.
Hair
and
looks good.
And they're like, how is the hair transplant? I'm like, do it, man. It's worth it. Like I had
with the turkey
Bosley guy. And then, you know,
Bosley,
just
like the commercials.
So then, you know, I've had people ask me like, you know, like older people and be like, hey man, And I said, bro, I don't take nothing. Oysters, fucking eat them. You know, I heard chocolate or some side of chocolates, but I'm not
dark
really
chocolate.
Big. Yeah, or something like that. I'm not sure what that is, but oysters, man, that's the way to go.
Can you mix oysters with something else to make it taste better?
Yeah, shot of Patron, fucking
Michelada.
Shots of Patron. Yeah, like turn on a little music, get in the fucking zone, think about some old high school days, dude. Get ready, and then go in, tell her to drop the panties, get in the kitchen, and fucking. Go to work.
Bro, I'm not scared. I'm not scary.
Don't edit that either.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shit.
No, I just want Rampage to perform. I want him to feel good when he's at Los Logos.
Why you care?
Because I hate when these girls be like, "Ah, man, I wish he could do a few more than one." What?
Shut up.
We don't have to say it in here. I want these girls to know that
listen, bro. I make one joke. I make one joke and he run with it. See, okay, this is my thing. I like to laugh, so even if it's at my own expense, right? And so he's going back to back off a joke I said yesterday.
Yeah. It's not a back to back. It's just he always be coming for me, and I'm like, don't come for me, bro.
No, that sounds sus.
Yeah, that was like,
come on.
I mean, he always attacks me. He's always. I never
like that. Don't come for me. I never like that. You always be coming for me. Then we talking about this shit.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I can't do anything around this guy.
No,
you a Grand Theft Auto character in real life. He'd be like Bowser, the last boss.
Who's your dirty uncle now?
Brother,
man.
bro. Honestly, this is the side that people want to see of you. You are very charismatic. You're very natural. You have an authentic soul to you. You let it all out. That's what people want to see. That's how these fights get sold. We got to see more of this.
Man, thank you guys for even having me at Rampage. Just to come down here, bro, like as a mentor, seeing you backstage, what you're doing in the UFC, to seeing you at now, and having a good friend who can bust your balls about stuff. But yeah, it's an honor. It's something for me to like look forward to, life after fighting and growing that route. But as of now, bro, I'm still all in on this fight game. And I appreciate the platform. So thank you guys very much.
Absolutely.
And the fans, man, thanks. It feels good to feel appreciated, and I'm not done yet. What's next?
Absolutely, bro. And like I said, we at JAXXON, we brought you all of our brand new chains. Those are the Cuban 8mm. They're our best selling chains. They're engravable. All the fighters wear them at weigh-ins, and we have the best quality product. And when we were thinking about putting together a show, I was like, bro, we got to go with the best quality guy. There's no one better than this man. And he's an icon. He's a pioneer. That's why we built this entire JAXXON house. We have the ring, we have the gym, because this is what we're trying to show fighters and skaters and athletes and mixed martial artists. Look at this is all action sports, from DJs to celebrities of all types to athletes of all types. We want a house. We want a central location that people can come and just be themselves and mess around.
I'm sorry before you. I got a real question. I know we interviewing like fighters and action sports. Will we ever interview like any of those OnlyFans girls or anything like that?
I mean, I can call up a few of the girls that I think you'd be interested in, but you have a unique type, brother.
No, I'm just saying, like, I would like to hear from them.
But last time I brought a girl, you didn't even want to come inside the podcast room. You were so scared. I said,
the DJ girl?
No, I mean, that might have been one. But I mean, bro, the guy will go in a cage with Vanderlei Silva. He won't come in a podcast room because 2 hot girls are in here.
Yeah.
Sometimes he runs from the chicks. So he sent in Luke Rockhold.
No, it's not true.
He's a smart man.
He's smart. He waits out here. He's drinking. And then when the podcast was over, Aljo was here. He brought 5 girls from an eye doctor. I'm like, what in the world? He walked in, 5 girls are all in Burberry.
Aljo loves it out here, huh?
Aljo's the man.
I've actually picked him up or dropped him off at the airport and got a chance to train with him. Cool ass dude. Cool cat. But he was like, he was falling in love with it, and I'm like, yeah, but well, you got the money now, champ. Fucking, you want to come out here? Like it'd be nice having you out here. You know? Like, and I know he mixes up with a good brother of mine, Dominic Cruz, as well. Yeah, but I could tell he was like, man, you guys this is like January. He was loving it.
Before we do go, I know we got to wrap it up. You just brought up Dominic Cruz. It reminds me. Michael Chandler, Dominic Cruz, Alliance. You train with some goats. Yeah. What's the training? What's the relationship like? The energy? You guys all still training there? You guys all still together on one team?
Yeah. No. Mike Chandler's obviously gone to the East Coast and is doing his own thing, and he's gone a different route. Dominic Cruz, we've kind of split up at Alliance, but there's a lot of the OGs like over at Azteca. I've been kind of going over to the boxing. I've been kind of transferring over there. Phil Davis is over there, another great guy. So now that I've kind of gone over there, like more and more people have got over there, the program, they're still great coaches. Nick Piedmont, who's down there, Adrian Melendrez, that's down there. Yeah. There's tons of great boxing. Chris Martin, there's tons of talent in there, and even Dom comes mixing it up. So Alliance had kind of split. It's kind of gone that route. Shout out to Coach Eric Del Fiero. He's down there at the UFC PI. He's the head coach. Bilingual coach, and man, just a tremendous guy to learn from. I mean, he has had the Chandlers, the Ross Pearsons, guys on, like from the old school to now, where it all started out here out in California, the way that it's route, they got him down in Mexico, able to bring up these young up and coming fighters. So we're all spread out. Like, that's still home. If we go there, I feel like, man, if I can go down here, this is home. Yeah. The doors are always open. I feel like, nice. Being that genuine, authentic guy over the years, just meeting people, fighting my ass off. Anywhere I go in California, anywhere in the world, I feel like I have a place to stay.
That's amazing. How's Michael Chandler in the gym?
Good, hard worker, man. You can't say enough about that guy.
Really?
Yeah. He's just a hard worker, and it just, he's not afraid to fail. Like a lot of these guys, I feel like they come in like they're afraid to fail, or like they only in half the time. Mike Chandler's never been that dude. He's always jumped in full bore, and he was one of my favorite training partners. Learned a lot of wrestling from him, the high crotch, to see where he's at and doing it now. Like it does kind of make me. I'm thinking about like sparring. Like we both kind of 50-50. But like, the calf kicks, the uppercuts, I'm like, you put me in a real fucking fight, I'll knee that dude's head off, but I'm like seeing it where it is. And like, it keeps me in that, like competitive mind state and like frame, but nothing but good things with all due respect to Mike Chandler. He's a great dude. All due respect. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's Conor's in for a tough fight. Yeah. I can see that benefiting Conor, but Mike Chandler's that dude, bro. It goes past 2.5, 3 rounds. He's gonna keep that fucking pace. And we've seen Conor like kind of decline, so that's what makes it like a good fight.
With all due respect,
no one more deserving.
Who wins it with all due respect?
With all due respect, I think that's a tough fight for Conor to come back from a big injury from. I'm a big Conor McGregor fan because I appreciate what he's done for the sport. He's like brought more eyeballs to it, He's like he's made the sport more of a household. I tell you,
Conor gets him though, bro. Mm-hmm. I've sparred Chandler. Conor gets him.
No way.
Yeah, for sure.
What?
Chandler's chin, bro. Like I just
you gotta say all due respect first, though.
With all due respect, Conor McGregor.
You think Conor? You think
if Conor takes it serious and comes in, he's more skillfully. The way that I feel like I was able to pressure Conor or Chandler during like sparring, like kind of what I really know of this dude. Chandler's a warrior. With all due respect, the dude's a fucking monster. He's a nightmare matchup for Conor. But Conor's got them uppercuts. He's got that push kick. He's got the knees. He's got like certain things that Chandler's gonna have to run into. Chandler's just a brawler type dude. It's easy to kind of stay tight defense, especially knowing what I know now in boxing. Bro, his punches are just bah, bah, bah. You just stay tight, whether it's from pop the jab, pop them uppercuts. I'd make the full, like, and practice guaranteed. Like,
look at what you started with all due respect.
Yeah, with all due respect.
Hey, you did this, now everybody wants to say whatever's on their mind.
You can say whatever you want.
So Conor's going to smoke Chandler. That's what you're saying.
I think Conor knocks Mike Chandler out.
Oh my God.
He does it.
Can Conor keep him from taking him down?
And to prove me wrong, Mike Chandler could fucking just give that dude a nightmare beating like Khabib did and strangle him out. It could work both ways. But if I'm putting my money man, not my heart, I'm betting on Conor McGregor knocking him out.
Rampage, I like what you said though.
And which is good business because that guy is in bare knuckle. Hey, bring it on,
Yeah, but you think Chandler won't be able to get him to the ground?
I think he will. But then you got to stand up every time. Like the pressure, Conor's going to go forward. He's going to be bigger than him. He's going to feel that range is different. Like now when you can smell him, look at him, like I've faced Chandler. I know what he's dealing with. And then all that pressure, like Mike's the guy. He is the guy to be there. No one more deserving and earning. He's going to be the entertainment, but he's a big brawler. He don't have skills. He goes in there with the same fucking game plan every time. I know this guy.
Who you think is going to be the underdog on the betting? If you somebody putting your money on it, you think
underdog? Fuck, maybe Conor. Who knows? I mean, who knows with the fans? And Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, who he wrote The Art of War all over by Ryan Garcia, like how to do it. But then he gets popped for.
You think that's real?
Yeah. Is that real? I don't know. I was going to ask you guys.
You get tested. You get your A sample and your B sample in boxing. So if they knew this, why would they let him fight?
Right.
They test him before. He posted his test-free results before the fight, and then he posted a photo of this ashwagandha pill from CBS. He goes, sorry, I shouldn't have taken this. Bro, everybody needs to get off King Ryan. This kid has been fighting since he was like 12 to 10 from Victorville. I've known him since he was like 15. He would come to Hollywood Sports Park, SC Village, play paintball. Mm-hmm. This kid has been nothing but respectful to me and everybody around me. Great boxer, great family. His brother, Sean. Yeah, he's trying to sell fights. Yeah, he's doing whatever it takes. Yeah, he's young and has a ton of money and he just wants to travel and he looks like a pretty boy. But the dude will kill anybody who calls him a pretty boy to his face. He's one of the best boxers in the world. What he did was a masterclass on how to sell fights and a masterclass on how to carry yourself with a small team. He's dealing with Golden Boy and De La Hoya and this and that. There's so much going on there.
Coming from a loss too, almost like an embarrassment.
Losing his undefeated record.
That I really respect about a man when we've seen him fail. We haven't seen Gervonta Davis. Dude's a fucking beast, don't get me wrong, but we haven't seen that failure. We haven't seen that grit from him, you know, and come out to do that, to act crazy, to show these young kids, like that's what I'm talking about, entertainment. You know, people are like, dude, is he really on cocaine? Is there really bohemian? Dude, he fucking wrote The Art of War, Brian Garcia style.
That's it.
And I mean, you got to look at that and kind of be like, dude, this guy's a master. And like to come back from a loss, all that from a loss, I feel like, you know, he has every right to kind of stand on a throne right now and call the shots. That was gangster.
Yeah,
I
think there's so much going on in the world. We're excited to have you here. We know you have a huge future ahead of you. We'd love to see everything going on, even with boxing. We get to watch Rampage in here. He's training every day, full camp. It's amazing to watch you guys at the highest level, you know, train and spar. It's inspiring to all the people here, and that's why we love doing the show. Before we go, did you really tweet a photo of Conor McGregor's mom?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was right after I knocked out Dennis Bermudez. I went back, where were we at? The MGM, you know, the little circle bar. You go there, the elevator. He's like, yeah. So we're back there, and the Irish fans, dude, they're just so warming and welcoming, and they're like, Stevens, you fucking legend, man. That was a beautiful knockout. Oh, like they were just like, you know, all hyped up, and they bought me and my wife a shot, and I think they were trying to buy even more people. I'm like, no, I don't even know these people. Like it was just me and my wife, and then he's like, hey, these are Conor's parents, and they were super respectful, super, you know, everybody always asks, like, have you ever met Conor, this and that, and like how people are. I'm like, look, you know, I got to tell you, like, I don't really know the guy like that well, but from what I hear, he's a good dude, what he's doing, this and that. Like there's two different people you got to be on TV and sell promos, right?
Right.
And his parents were just super nice and, you know, congratulate me on the fight. And then I took a picture with them, and his mom just, you know, naturally just cuddled up right there in the fucking winning arms, big dog. And I was like, I knew this was like, I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Like, and there she was, boom. And then that was the night. And it was nothing but respect after that. And
did his mom hit on you?
No, it was just like, she just gets all, I mean, that was the real, I mean, I didn't say, hey, get over here like that, or I didn't pay her. Not no Colby Covington, like paying these women. Like, I'm like, no, hey, like how they're
Wait,
like, hey,
he pays them to
like
be in those
someone
videos?
was like, introduced me to him. From what I heard is like, yeah, they're kind of like just paid actresses. Right.
I wouldn't
It's kind of like Dan Bilzerian. Like they just,
No, he pulls
like
girls.
things.
No, he pulls
No,
girls.
hey,
It's kind of
you
like
gotta say, you gotta say with all due respect, because him and Dan, they're boys.
Dan's the man. Dan
Yeah.
actually is like the most authentic dude. That's why the whole world doesn't. It's the same thing. If you don't know someone, it may come off like that. But Dan just throws parties and like traveled the world and did it all.
All those chicks hanging out with him, they ain't making money.
No.
I see him in like a bed with like eight chicks at the same time.
That. He be probably on the blue chews
Well,
like you.
just-
He be
I don't be on blue chews. Blue chews don't even work.
He has a
Dan
great
might be a different
reputation.
story, though. You know, Dan might be a different story, but you
Yeah.
know, there's like people that like just kind of like, you know, I know a guy had a car business down here in LA. He was buying these nice, like fancy cars, and he would just rent them out to people, businessmen. And then there's people that would just buy them, $500 an hour, rent it out for 2 hours, and just take pictures with girls. And then like that was his car posting up, boom, on to the next guy, another 1,000, boom, like,
Makes
and that's
sense.
what he was doing like daily. And I was like,
Yeah, it makes
that's what I meant by
Yeah,
that.
it makes
you know?
sense. You never know what's going on now with the world of social
Yeah,
media.
Yeah. Bear might be a little naive as well.
No, I just look for the best. I always hope for the best for everybody around us. I think that's why the people come on the show. We don't want to cause problems with our guests.
With all
due respect, Barry,
yeah.
he holds the line, and I can respect that.
Yeah.
I really respect that.
And I
mean,
don't want anybody ever to be like, yo, why you let that guy talk on my name? You didn't say nothing. You just sat there because he's your guest.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's already happened to him once.
Yeah, it's already
I can
happened to me
respect that
once.
about
Yeah,
Barry.
so I
Yeah.
always like to just be like, all right, if you're gonna at least say it, and I know the guy, you got to explain yourself, or I got to
Yes.
set the record straight.
Yes.
But I cannot be a quiet duck.
No,
And you did.
but
And
if
you
he
did.
said with all due respect,
That is true.
He said without due respect, I think Dan, like some of those girls.
So
they
with
don't
all
be
due
there.
respect, you fight Vanderlei Silva in a boxing fight in Dubai. Who wins?
Me, with all due respect.
I love that. All right, with that being said, one of the best highlight reels. You got to go on YouTube and watch this guy. Just type in his name. You'll see some of the most lethal combinations and most deadliest knockouts you will probably ever watch in UFC history. And now bare knuckle. The guy's got so much left in the gas tank. A phenomenal person. We're excited to see you go out there and just drop people for the next couple of years. Rampage, it's amazing to see you leaner than ever. The protein shakes are working. The broccoli's kicking in. And honestly, you are coming together like a bowl of fried rice, and it is
That
sticking.
ribeye steak.
Yes, sir.
There he is.
You are what?
Hey, look at that.
What?
You giving him fuel.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Start how you finish. You know?
Amen. Amen. T-bone steaks, tomahawks. Make sure you go check it out. JAXXON Podcast.
I like porterhouse.
Thank you.
I
Thank
eat
you
porter.
guys very much,
I eat my steak porterhouse. Well done.
He
I don't
eats
know
his
what
steak $2 steaks
32
on
ounce, I
Tuesdays
bet,
at the
too.
library. It's a
Oh,
strip
you got
club.
me fucked up.